By the time you recognize it, you may have already spent years doubting yourself. Narcissistic abuse can be deeply complex. The slow loss of your voice until you're living inside someone else's reality and struggling to locate your own. We're talking about a specific pattern. Someone who treats the people around them as objects. Who, when you behave in any way that doesn't fit their version of events, revises your reality until you question what you experienced. Done often enough by someone with enough power in your life, that revision trains the nervous system to stay on guard in rooms where nothing is wrong. Years later, what it takes from you over time is agency, the sense that your perceptions are reliable, the ability to know what you want, separate from what someone else needs you to want.
When someone has systematically redefined your reality, the hardest part isn't leaving. It's learning to trust your own perception again. The body holds the record of what happened. We can see this, not abstractly, but in the blood. These readings are not incidental. They are the body's record of what it has been through.
My role is to help the system settle first, so clear thinking becomes available again. Then we look at what is actually there, because coercive control rarely arrives alone. We often find anxiety, depression, sometimes a pattern of relationships that share a similar shape. Making that pattern visible is what gives it less power.
We work toward the point where you can trust what you see, where a boundary is something you can hold in the actual situations where it matters, not just understand in theory. The question of what you actually want as a person in your own right, not as a function of someone else's needs. For some people, that question has not been answered honestly in a very long time.
Through modalities like EMDR, internal family systems, and sensory motor psychotherapy, we help your nervous system rewire the patterns that keep you stuck in self-blame and confusion. This isn't insight work alone. It's neurological change, and it's permanent.
We work on reconnecting you with your own values and responses, meeting yourself with kindness rather than vigilance, and stabilizing the nervous system so that inner safety stops depending on someone else's behavior. Over time, calm becomes a skill you can locate from the inside, and you begin to notice something important: whose feelings you have been carrying in your body and which ones are actually yours.
The work doesn't end when you leave, it evolves. Your same team stays connected, reviewing your sleep, focus and mood, refining what's needed as life resumes. This continuity is part of the medicine, a living bridge between treatment and real life. Evenings are where most patterns live and where they begin to change. Each client works with a live-in therapist matched carefully to temperament and goals. You are supported by more than 15 specialists, physicians, therapists, and experts, all sharing one record, one plan, and daily communication. Switzerland is not just a location, it's an active ingredient in your recovery. This country holds a centuries-old memory of health and sanctuary. We're not just a clinic, we are part of a long tradition of restoration. There is a reason the world comes here to heal. When you arrive in Zurich, you step into a culture that values privacy and precision above all else. In a standard medical setting, the environment often works against you. It's sterile, noisy, and unfamiliar. That creates a specific kind of stress. For a high-functioning individual, a drop in your standard of living creates distraction. If you're worrying about your comfort or fighting the logistics of your stay, you're not focused on your health. That is unnecessary noise. We view comfort as a clinical necessity. We deliver our care in a private residence and partner with the Dolder Grand Spa, the best Switzerland has to offer. We know that psychological resistance is a vital diagnostic tool. It tells us where the work needs to be done. But we want to ensure that the only resistance you feel is the one that matters, the internal one. We remove every ounce of external friction, from the texture of the room to the seamlessness of the service, so that nothing stands between you and the clinical work.
We are the connective brain between your results and your plate. With our dietitians and chefs, we design a culinary healing experience you actually enjoy. Timing meals, balancing glucose, reducing inflammation, so you feel good while you eat and still feel good after.
The experience is end-to-end. We organize private aviation and meet you on the tarmac. A Bentley transfer brings you directly to the door. You do not touch a bag. You do not navigate a terminal. Our team acts as the defenders of your time. We handle the logistics, the security, and the details invisibly. You do not have to trade your lifestyle to get your health back. Speak privately with a lead physician today.